William didn't know that Harry and Meghan had already recorded their poison for Netflix. It was already edited.
Okay, so let's talk about Meghan Markle because, girl, the drama is on fire. We've always known Meghan had her preferences, right? But now, whew, this just took a wild turn. Her former staff apparently couldn't keep their mouths shut any longer and leaked what they're calling her absolutely insane list of demands for Netflix. And get this, Harry had no clue. He found out the same way the rest of us did, through the headlines. Can you imagine the panic? We're not talking a few harmless suggestions here. Oh no. This is about full-blown brand dictatorship. Public image? Meghan apparently wanted to curate it frame by frame. Word on the street is she expected Netflix to bend over backwards just to please her. Now, the Hollywood scene is buzzing and even the royal insiders are reportedly on edge. And here's where things go straight into chaos mode. This isn't just another diva act. Nope. Meghan allegedly wanted final say over every tiny detail. Trailers, lighting, who gets screen time, the whole vibe of the show. Yes, even the camera angles. And guess what? Netflix couldn't even release a single press statement without her approval. Yep, her team had to give the green light first. It was like Meghan wanted to run the show and the studio. Then comes the next bombshell. Apparently, Meghan asked Netflix to screen media outlets allowed to cover the project and control their tone. According to her ex-staff, these weren't polite little suggestions. Oh no, this was a command list. Like, do this or else type of list. She even expected Netflix to protect the Archewell image at all costs, and this wasn't just one pushy email, this was a chain. Back and forth emails laying out every inch of her expectations like she was running the White House. And that was just the beginning. Now we're hearing that 4 to 6 major staffers ditched Meghan and Harry's team recently, and they're not exactly leaving with hugs and cupcakes. Nope, became toxic, like 24/7 damage control. And one former staffer even said they had to remove potential collaborators just because they didn't match Meghan's values. That's next level micromanaging. By the time Netflix gave the green light, half the team was already gone. And then social media exploded. TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, everywhere. Everyone suddenly had a hot take on Meghan Netflix demands. Gossip creators started claiming staff were forced to sign NDAs before seeing scripts, and the wildest one, some viral videos said Meghan had a no eye contact rule during filming. Another said she personally approved background music to fit her emotional vibe. People are calling it Hollywood royalty syndrome. Like, does Meghan want to be Queen of England or Queen of Netflix? And it's not just jokes. People genuinely believe she's gone full diva, and let's be real, once the public smells drama, it spreads like wildfire. Now, here's where it really hits home. Harry. Poor Harry, y'all. Sources say he was blindsided, totally out of the loop. He thought they were still negotiating. Meanwhile, Meghan had already sent her list of demands and drawn the battle lines. And when it all hit the press, Harry was furious, not just because Meghan went rogue, but because this made them both look bad. This isn't just Meghan's rep on the line, it's his too. And now he's apparently in panic mode, calling up old Netflix contacts, trying to patch things up. But the damage, it's already out there. And Netflix, they're not staying silent either. Insiders from Netflix are finally talking, quietly, but oh so clearly. They're saying they're exhausted from the chaos. One exec even called Meghan's behavior a master class in overreach. Another said there was so much back and forth that deadlines became impossible. This deal that was supposed to be collaborative, it turned into a power struggle. And now Netflix is seriously reconsidering their future with the Sussexes. And one source didn't hold back. They said, and I quote, "We're a content platform, not a palace. We don't bow to anyone." Yikes. That tells you everything about where this relationship is headed. Meanwhile, across the pond in London, the drama is causing royal migraines. Palace aides are watching every move. Meghan may have left the UK, but she still carries the Duchess title. And with stories like this flying around, the firm is deeply uncomfortable. One palace advisor spilled the tea. There's a reason royals don't do reality-style content. It gets messy fast. Rumors are flying about the palace distancing themselves. Not necessarily stripping titles yet, but maybe issuing quiet statements, maybe pulling back behind the scenes. The monarchy wants nothing to do with this Netflix circus. And Meghan's PR team? Reportedly working overtime trying to spin the narrative. They're out here telling journalists the demands were misinterpreted, that Meghan was just offering creative vision. But girl, the internet ain't buying it. Too many sources, too many leaks, too many emails. Even longtime supporters are starting to ask, was this leadership or was it domination? The dream was to build a global brand, but now it's starting to look like a collapsing house of cards. And what no one's really talking about? The long-term damage. Archewell is already on thin ice. First, Spotify ditched them. Now, this Netflix nightmare, brands are watching. Future partners are backing away. No one wants to touch a PR disaster. Social media has turned its vicious. Memes, mockery, even old interviews being dug up to find signs of Meghan's control freak behavior. One tweet said it best. Meghan didn't want collaboration. She wanted control. Oof. And once that kind of narrative takes over, it's nearly impossible to reverse, especially when former staff keep spilling tea left and right and the media is having a field day. Meghan thought this Netflix project would rebuild her public image. Well, it's doing the opposite. Instead of a royal comeback, it's turning into a royal meltdown. So what now? Where do they go from here? Netflix is reportedly inching toward the exit. Spotify already slammed the door shut. Internal fights are bubbling. Some insiders whisper that Harry is desperate to change course. He's pushing for lower-profile humanitarian projects. Meanwhile, Meghan, she still wants that Hollywood glow-up. And if these two are heading in different directions, that might be the next fracture. Not just a brand breakdown, a partnership collapse. Because here's the cold hard truth. When one person wants peace and the other wants power, something has to give. And according to fresh rumors, Netflix isn't just hesitating anymore. They're reportedly holding internal meetings, yes, actual meetings, about pulling out of the entire deal. No edits, no rewrites, just walk away. One exec supposedly said, "We don't need this. We can fill that slate in a heartbeat." Let that sink in. What started out as a history-making, headline-dominating partnership between royalty and streaming royalty, now reduced to damage control, executives reviewing exit clauses like it's a breakup contract, and if Netflix really walks, the consequences? Brutal. Because let's be honest, when Netflix leaves the party, others don't stick around either. But wait, it gets even messier. Hollywood itself? Quietly turning its back. Producers, studios, A-list celebs, they're pulling back. You won't find public statements, but behind closed doors, deals are being paused. Teams are reassessing. Everyone's watching to see how this plays out before they even think about getting involved. Why? One word: risk. As one entertainment lawyer bluntly put it, it's not about talent, it's about risk. And right now, she's radioactive. Oof, that one hurt. And the worst part? That perception spreads like wildfire in an industry built on image. When even your allies are hesitating, you know it's bad. Insiders at Archewell say the chill is real. One moment, everyone's scrambling to build a media empire. The next, they're watching emails go unanswered and meetings quietly disappear. But here's the kicker. According to two separate leaks, Meghan apparently wanted to take things to a whole new royal level. She tried to introduce a palace-style approval system for the Netflix project. Yes, seriously. We're talking final approval on trailers, promotional rollout, press releases, thumbnails, yes, thumbnails, and even episode titles. Meghan allegedly wanted to veto everything, including which images could be used on the platform's homepage. One insider was like, it felt like she wanted to run Netflix like Buckingham Palace, and that rubbed everyone the wrong way. Instead of focusing on creating powerful, authentic content, it became all about optics, all about control, not quality, not collaboration, just dominance. And seasoned producers, they weren't having it. Many said they felt uncomfortable. Some even said it was the most controlling behavior they'd ever seen in the industry. Let's just call it what it is, a complete disaster. That infamous list of Netflix demands, it didn't just ruffle feathers, it detonated Meghan's entire brand strategy. Staff fled, executives leaked, the public fully turned, and poor Harry stuck in the middle of a royal brand implosion. Remember when this was supposed to be a $100 million 0 cents fairy tale? A new beginning? Now, it's starting to look like a tragic cautionary tale. Because when you mix Hollywood ego, royal entitlement, and a streaming giant's corporate boundaries, you don't get magic, you get headlines. And not the good kind. This saga has everything: betrayal, control, optics, collapse. And unless something radical changes fast, this isn't just the downfall of a Netflix deal. It's the beginning of a much bigger brand unraveling. And if Meghan doesn't course correct soon, her once promising empire might end up remembered not for its vision, but for its implosion. So what's next? Will Netflix pull the plug for real? Will Harry and Meghan split media paths? Will Archewell survive another scandal? Only time will tell. But if you ask Hollywood, the cameras may still be rolling, but the spotlight is fading fast.